What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 19 of the Slabbed podcast. Oak, how you doing, man?
Hola. Good. How are you doing? Ready to go?
Man, I'm doing great. Here, slabbing sleeves up as I'm talking, just double dipping my time because I don't have enough of it. But it's good to get back in the saddle, and there you go, beautiful.
My boy Yoda. I've been playing with all sorts of stuff this week.
You watch that show on Disney Plus? I don't even know what it's
Yeah, I
called.
watched a few of them. There's so many episodes and series on there now, but I watched most of The Mandalorian and some of Ando's and a few different things. I'm excited to see more of the movies coming out. Bring more of the movies because they've been really good.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
Star Wars
I
is
have not
fun.
watched any of it. I haven't watched any of those on Disney Plus yet.
It's good. I mean, it's definitely Disney-fied. It's it's not typical
Not as
old
dark.
school, not as dark and as raw and like I don't know, a bit like edgier, I guess. It's definitely like cleaner and smoother and feels a little bit more like well presented and edited for sure. Music is like way like calmer. I don't know, it's like smoother like music, not as like dramatic and crazy. Yeah, I don't know, just different vibe, I guess, but it's still fun. It's still good. It's just different, just different to what it was.
Oh yeah, I know it's not completely off. It's completely off topic. But did you watch the Flash trailer, the new movie, the DC movie?
No, I heard someone talking about it last week, but I haven't seen it. No.
Did you ever watch the Michael Keaton Batman movies?
Yeah.
He's in the new movie Flash as Batman.
Michael Keaton is.
Yeah, I think there's like some time travel stuff going on. I cannot effing wait. I am a huge fan of those movies. So
I mean, Michael
yeah,
Keaton's fantastic. He's an absolutely brilliant actor.
yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. That'll be.
And is he playing Beetlejuice in the new Beetlejuice TV show? Because aren't they making a new Beetlejuice TV show?
I don't have a effing clue. That's above my pay grade.
Yeah, I think I saw a trailer thing for it, and because I think the girl that just played Wednesday, I forgot her name. She's in it too. She's in
Oh
those
yeah,
like dark kind of stuff. She's like the new Helen Bottom Carter, right? She's playing
yeah.
all those like dark, edgy kind of roles. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Oh yeah, but yeah, let's jump into the standard programming, shall we?
Let's roll it.
So obviously YouTube did not appreciate your comment, and it ended up deleting it. Otherwise, it might have had a decent race. But
I don't
my
think so.
comment that won was Professor Oak YouTube needs to make more YouTube content. Obviously, you got the man sitting right next to me here on the screen, so we'll get an answer from him in a minute. But I had realized, like, right after I made that comment, you had like dropped a video like almost the day of or the day before, and I didn't like completely missed it on my radar. I don't know if I was busy that day. So I'm like, damn, all right, he's got content I haven't even watched yet. That was pretty funny to have that happen. And then you went live like 3 days after I made the comment. So I'm glad it shifted some of your gears, but looking
Yeah,
forward to you having more time to make some content and stuff. So I do appreciate it.
yeah. I think there's a few different reasons of why it's been a little bit more like sparse, because I am making it, like you say, there is stuff coming out. It's just not as
Yeah.
often as it was. I think a couple of things. I think there's been less mail day stuff. I used to do a lot of my mail day videos and talk about things people were sending me and things I was buying. I've got a bunch of stuff lined up. I have some stuff from Max Wolf, Derek, Ty, and who's the other person? Someone else sent me something too, but I got mailed out. A few people sent me a few things. Some pretty cool purchases I've made. I was going to talk about some of the sales I've made. I might be able to talk about that today, actually. But yeah, just trying to get to like what I'm going to talk about. And then the videos I really want to make require a bit of editing. The ones that I have in the pipeline that I'm gearing up and excited for, and I'm struggling for time, like you're saying. So I've been trying to plan them and get them a bit better. I want to create a bit more better quality than what I had been doing before. So we'll get there. The push was nice to see that people actually want to watch me. There's got quite a few thumbs up on that comment, a lot more than I expected. So thank you guys. That was I guess kind, really. You guys, saying that you wanted to see more of me. I definitely feel like I've been slacking, but yeah, ready to get it done when I can. Squeeze it in there. So this weekend I'm hoping to shoot one. That I think is going to be a pretty fun one, and it's going to be a bit of a series. It's hopefully going to be maybe every week. I mean, that's another thing too. Like, we're filming every week. That's an evening a week there. So I am making content every single week for you guys right here. It's just not
That's
for
true.
me. Yeah, I am doing it. But you're right. Yeah, I should make more effort. So we'll get there.
Damn right we will. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. And let's just jump into the next spicy topic. Since I won, I'm going to let you go first.
Oh yeah, I forgot we do that.
For next week.
I'm gonna say the CGC slabs are great for buying, not great for selling.
Well, it's been nice having CGC come on this channel. RIP to that.
We can talk about it further when I win. Don't worry.
Yeah, I hope not. We'll have Matt Quinn on next week and then have him talk about that one.
Yeah,
that's brutal.
Great for buying. I've been buying a bunch of them. Trust me. Great for
first
buying.
edition base set Pokemon cards is the worst performing set in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Don't be caught holding the bag.
How the mighty have fallen, eh?
So, what are we doing this week? We are going through a bunch of your spicy takes from the prior comments, prior episodes, I should say. A bunch of gas out there, a bunch of really good ones. But I need to ask. Obviously, you weren't the winner last week, but you had made the comment that Dagreenshiz is a bitch. So let's. I want to hear you break it down before we hop into the other ones.
Yeah, I did too. Actually, it's funny because, obviously it was like more of a reaction to you saying that I need to like get my ass in gear. But yeah, I did. I literally put Dagreen bitch is a shiz. And yes, I mean it vanished. And then I went back to see if anyone added one so I could click the like button on on people's comments, and it was gone. And I was like, what the hell? So I put a new comment saying, what WTF, Greenie? Like, why did you delete my comment? Is it because you're the B word? And then that vanished when I came back too. And I was like, what the hell? Like, I didn't even get a vote. I didn't even get a comment to vote. And by the time I realized like that they were both gone, I was like, well, I mean, I already lost like basically a whole day. Like I just lost it. So I don't know what happened. I'm gonna have to watch it this week. If it doesn't work this week, I might have to jump on my computer or something and try it. Maybe it was my phone being weird. I don't know. But I haven't had no other issues with comments. That's like the only other time that's happened. So I don't know what happened there.
Should have logged into the channel's page and left your comment. Wouldn't have flagged it then.
That's a good point. Yeah. I mean, maybe I'll just try it and then we'll see. I'll go back after 10 minutes and see if it's there. But yeah, I did try. So yeah, I mean, I don't think you're a bitch. I think you're wonderful. I absolutely love you to bits. But yeah, that was just reaction.
So I'm going to break it down a little bit. There are a few things I'm a bitch about. You wouldn't even know about it, but it's like heights. I'm 6'3". You get my ass on a roller coaster, I'm like screaming like a little girl. I am definitely a bitch when it comes to that.
Yeah,
that's for
understandable.
Sure. That's like my biggest thing is that can't really nothing else coming to the top of my head, but
any animals?
No, snakes or whatever. Like if the thing looks bright in color, I'm running the other direction. But
I pick them up.
No, if bright in color snakes, those are poisonous. But
I grab them. Yeah.
I don't know. That's a little sus, bro.
I'm an animal. Trust me, I got so many selfies with different animals. I even had my daughter holding snakes and lizards and stuff. Like, yeah.
Bright green ones, okay. Those are garter snakes. But outside of that, purple, red, yellow, no. that's a no go.
We got a lot of racers, black racers here. They're just little spicy guys. They're not fun to.
Have you ever watched Coyote Peterson on YouTube?
Is that the young guy that like goes around all different animals, like in the wild, and like
He's the
messes with them
guy
and like gets bit by stuff and stung
gets
and that?
bit by him. Yep, he gets bit by everything.
Yeah, I'm not like literally insane. Like that's like I'm like allergic to like everything, so I feel like I would probably die if I did that kind of stuff.
Oh my god!
But I love the actual animals. You know, I've had a lot of pets. Like I've talked about it with the fish thing. Like I got a bunch of different animals in the house now. Like I'm just a big huge animal fan. I love nature and animals and plants. I'm a huge gardener. Like I grow flowers. I used to grow flowers and sell them and stuff. You know, plants and yeah, well, I love all of that. So.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm confident with it. But I'm just curious because a lot of people like will instantly say, like you say, like snakes or spiders or like I don't know, whatever. Like I've heard some people say they're like scared of dolphins. I heard that one once. And I'm like, dolphins like one of the most amazing animals in the world. Like that's crazy to me. But
old school Pokemon, probably.
Yeah. Dolphins, though, really. I was like, what? Are you serious? It's crazy.
There's phobias for effing everything, man. It's insane. That's for sure. But everybody go check out Coyote Peterson if you have not. Like the dude literally went through like the top 30 like what is it, insects with stingers, like literally all of them. It was absolutely insane. The pain this dude went through. It was amazing. I loved it.
I saw that one with I don't know if it was a wasp. It was like a wasp killer or something, or whatever it was called. It had like a
tarantula hawk.
Yeah, something like that. Like that. It was like you could grab it with your hand size, and it looked mean, like seriously mean and nasty. And that was like when you're watching that, like I can see why people watch that kind of stuff because like you forget about everything else in the world. Like it's like you're so fixated on what's happening in that moment. Oof, my heart was pounding.
Yeah, it's some wild stuff. It's must see TV. It's
Beedrill.
It's cool. Yeah, exactly.
It was a Beedrill, like literally, like it was massive. So I wanted to F him up, like it was mad at him. Like, dude, you don't mess with me.
Yeah, but everybody go click down below, like your favorite spicy topic that we just dropped between the two of us. Comment your own. We appreciate all the comments.
Please.
And most of the time they appear in an episode like this where we go through a bunch of the old good ones and kind of bring them up again and hash it out. So it's something we like doing maybe once a month, it seems now at this point. It's a really good time getting through and seeing all your comments, and I appreciate all the love and support. So I'll let you take us into the first one if you want.
Yeah. Okay. Bilal and Cards said, I feel nowadays, unfortunately, most people just want to grade or authenticate for the value of it, increasing their monetary investment. Only a small amount of people actually collect for themselves. I would say that is true for a very small portion of what Bilal Cards is probably like the small portion of people doing that. He's probably surrounded by those kind of people because I think 95% of people that buy Pokemon cards buy them and rip them, and like they want the chase card, but like they're not like authenticating and grading and doing it as like for a job. Because if everyone was net sellers, there wouldn't be net sellers. Like there wouldn't be any that exist. You know, if the majority were doing that, I definitely think there's more buyers on eBay, considerably more buyers than there is. I would say like 10 to 1. There's probably more buyers than sellers at a minimum. So, and the amount of cards being graded like isn't that high. I mean, you know, you look at the numbers. We just looked last week at PSA's numbers, and they're the biggest. I mean, they're grading like a ridiculous amount every single day. But that's not all of one card or one set or one year or, you know, one generation. It's like a spread of so many different things and things that aren't even in the game, like stickers and all the other things that get looped into it. So yeah, I just genuinely think like there's very few people that are that way, but if you're around them and watching videos like this, we're all probably more so that way than anyone. We're like definitely, for me, the cream of the crop in that community, the buying and selling and the monetary investment side. Every kid I've ever spoke to, like they've never mentioned anything to do with money, and they've like none of the kids I know that have Pokemon cards, you can put them in sleeves. I know that is a thing that like a lot of adults do with their kids now, but all the ones that I donate to at my wife's school, they don't care about sleeves. Like they just care about trading and having the coolest artwork and stuff. It's so raw. It's so like innocent. So I mean, I've seen firsthand that, and there's 30 kids in that class, and there's one of me. You know, so that's 30 to 1 right there.
Yep.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think I disagree in the sense that, well, I agree and disagree. So I do agree that obviously people are grading for monetary value. There is that chance to increase your value by getting a 10. We'll just say 9 is like a break even, but if you get a 10, you'll make some extra money. The biggest thing, he kind of said it in his comment, grade or authenticate. Let me tell you, man, when I was selling raw cards for like the first 9 months of being in the hobby, it is a killer to take 14 effing pictures of a $35 card to get a thing sold. If I could just pay somebody $15 to encapsulate it and put an 8 on there, it's going to save me so much effing time if I repeat that 1,000 times. Man, it's being able to just take a front and back picture of a graded card, third party assigning the number to it, not me saying near mint, LP, excellent, whatever. That just makes selling so much more easier. And then just the authentication, like verifying the cards are real. There's a lot of freaking sus things out there, guys. Like XY era, like those cards are like weird for me. Like I don't feel great about buying a bunch of them raw because I've seen some really good fake XY era cards from pictures. Obviously,
Yep.
when I'm holding them in my hands, they feel different, but when they're graded and encapsulated, it significantly decreases the chance of them being fake. I know they've had fake slip through at PSA and whatever other grading companies, but I think it's just the way it is, the way it always has been. Like you want the third party grade associated with it, so you don't got to take all those pictures. Takes all the guesswork out of it. It's so nice, convenient, but I also collect it, so it's
right. There is that part too. Yeah, I mean, we're definitely not just doing it for the value and stuff. Like there's cards down here that honestly worth absolutely nothing, but they mean a lot to me more than any of the expensive cards that I've bought and sold. It's something to add to what you were just saying with like the just throwing it in a slab, you know, getting an 8, taking a front and back and done. Like that's easy, but also like the experience of selling a slab and even buying them is so much easier and like less stress. Like I've honestly had 0 issues and I've sold a lot of slabs these past 2 or 3 years, like a lot, like of all different eras and types of cards and stickers and this and that and like just all different stuff. Like and I've sold so many and I've had literally 0. In fact, the only time I've ever had one issue selling a card was consigning through Z&G, and it was unpaid and it just got relisted and sold the next week. Which is no big deal. Like, and that was the closest thing I ever had to any kind of issue with selling a slab. No returns have been asked, anything like that. I tell you, the ones that I have had issues with is kind of what you're saying. The ones where it's a cheaper card and it's raw. I've had a couple where I've had issues with stuff like that. Makes you want to grade good cards and sell slabs. I mean, that's the experience is so much better. There's potential for more profit. Yeah, you can screw up, right? You can get a bad grade, that kind of stuff. But Yeah, I mean, good comment. I definitely think it's true for a portion of people for sure, but not for everyone in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of people out there, but yeah, like you said, like looking at my desk, I have like a $30 card, a $50 card, a $200 card in slabs on my desk. I have like thousands of dollars of all these graded cards, but those are the ones that stick out to me. Like the
Yeah,
monetary value is kind of like it's cool sometimes, but it's the stuff that hits home, the stuff close to my heart that I like keeping close.
love it.
Retrospecs made a comment, spicy comment. He said, "All the people who say if prices go down, I'll buy everything because I'm a true collector are big capping. Without the community and the hype that goes along with all of this, they'd be taking their busted asses to video game speedrunner Twitch streams or some other bullshit like that."
I love,
Shout out to
I love,
Retro. Go check
I
out his
love,
channel.
I love that he types and writes like he talks. Like it doesn't have a phone voice. Like when he's typing, it doesn't go into like he's writing to customer service. Like it literally talks like that. It's so hilarious.
Yeah, so definitely everybody go recommend go check out Retrospecs on YouTube.
Definitely.
He's been popping off with some live streams and doing some big things. So
Yeah,
hope to
it's
be able
awesome.
to get on his channel here one time that the timing works out. It'll be really cool. And he's into Yu-Gi-Oh, which is awesome, and
Hmm.
Pokemon. So big reseller in Pokemon. And
He's in a
anyways,
few things. He's
yeah.
in,
Oh yeah, yeah, it's not just those two. That's
yeah,
ridiculous.
he's in
But
some stuff.
so all the people who say that if the prices go down, I'll buy every. I mean, if it goes to zero, everything. Some of these cards be looking dope still. Like if they go to zero, then I feel the urge to want to get that binder unlimited set, the jungle set again, in the sense just to have it for nostalgia. Like that's probably where I would head. If everything was zero, no monetary, give me the nostalgia kick. Give me that binder of like the old school sets just so I can
Hmm.
have it to flip through. That's probably right where I'd go. I probably wouldn't be going down the give me the black and white Zapdos error card or any of that weird stuff probably, but I'd go straight to the nostalgia. It's kind of cheap now, that type of stuff, but I don't know. It's probably more so because of like you said, it's there's stonks behind it, stuff like that. Like um yeah, it is just what it is. I like collecting PSA 10s and some black labels and stuff like that. So if all that went to zero, if black label Zapdos cards were $0, I'd be like, damn, feels bad, bro. See you later. I don't I don't care about you no more. Like that's literally why I have them. Is the monetary value behind them, the scarcity, the artificial, the rarity, um, behind the condition of the card. So I feel you, but I'd also there would be some things I would want to pick up that I'd want nostalgia for. What about you, man?
I mean, I think probably one of my favorite, if it probably is my favorite artwork, honestly, the Crimson Invasion Pikachu. Like I just love it, and it's probably a 30-cent card. I mean, it's like the value for me on buying. If I'm buying it for me, I don't. I don't mean to say this like making myself sound like I don't care about money or something, but like to me, it don't matter if it's 10 cents or $100. Like if that's the one I want and I need, like I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna get it, whether I have to sell something or not. And I've already kind of answered this. We've talked about this before slightly, and I kind of gave my approach on like if prices really do go down on everything, no one's going to be selling because they're not. Why would you sell everything for $1? Like you just sit on it. So then there's going to be nothing for sale. So then it's actually going to be kind of a fun hunt of can I get the cards that I want that I can't find because no one's selling it because they're not worth anything. Like I feel like there will be some aspect of that. On the way down, it would be very easy. But if it actually goes down, like it, if prices really go down and drop, um, which maybe that's not what Retro's saying. Maybe it is on the way down more so. Yeah, I mean, there's loads of cards that I want to buy that are too expensive. There's like quite a lot actually. Most of the Pikachu's that are like low pop, high grade stuff, and even some of the raw ones. Like there's some nice raw ones. I just like I can't justify it, because they're too modern and like crazy expensive and stuff. Doesn't make sense to me. So honestly, I kind of want some of the prices to come down on some of the cards selfishly. But I would, and it's not because I'm a true collector. I know that was like part of it. I think there's something I've heard a lot of people say. I think it's like that for me. I think for me, it's just because I just enjoy it. Like I'm just interested in it, and I know that there's stuff that I want to buy at a lower price. Like it's just simple. I mean, there's not really much thought put into it, honestly. But I do kind of like what he was saying in the second part, where he was saying like people will go do other things, like go watch streamers or watch this, watch that. I think that's true. Like I do think it's true. So I think it's true somewhat for both parts there. But I could see that happening. I think a lot of people already have. I think a lot of people have in the past year or two, like have drifted away a little bit. I do think there's less people in the boom. It probably has declined the amount of people that are buying, actively buying and selling right now. But I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're playing games, watching games, doing more free stuff because money's tighter. It's free to watch something on YouTube, I think, right?
Yeah.
Unless you have to buy a phone or TV or whatever. So, yeah, I think there's some kind of truth there in that true as well. But if you have anything to come back with on that.
No, I just nothing to come back. Solid comment, Retro.
Yeah,
appreciate your love and support.
Yeah, and I just love how he asked the question too. He did the comment. It's so funny. Danizard, yeah, Danizard TCG. Another G in the hobby. Pokemon 151 will be the next Pokemon Go. That one is spicy, and I'll tell you why. I think I feel this more so because I'm feeling a little bit on that side of things. But I think green is leaning a little more the opposite way. I think for me, it's going to be: are we closer to Pokemon Go? Hey, are we close to Pokemon Go, or are we closer to how fantastic Celebrations is? Because the very small sets, nothing too crazy, like going on in terms of like I don't know, a new Pokemon. Like even though they were like new artworks, it was still like a lot of the same Pokemon and things we've seen literally since base set, like redone, and they were reprints essentially. Some of them just fancier foils and whatever. So I don't know with this. I don't know. It feels like it could be a Pokemon Go situation, but I just feel like there's a part of me that's like this is an opportunity where they may actually put some decent, good effort in, and really kind of go for it. I don't know. I haven't seen many of the cards. I've seen some. I really like the Mew. I thought the Mew was cute. I'm trying not to look at it. So, what do you think?
I think sets with stamps are dog shit. Halloween set, 151, Celebrations.
Holland Phantoms. Yep.
Just not a fan. 151 is like there's new cards. There's cards with different attacks that they're not reprints. Celebrations is 95% reprints. Pokemon Go is just dog shit. We don't even need to talk about it. This cassette's completely different. It's an actual set. All 151 Pokemon. They like reincorporated the original art designs for some of the starter Pokemon. Really cool. There's no stamp on the effing card, so it looks freaking beautiful.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that it's similar to Crown Zenith, where it seems like they're kind of doing some cool different things. Crown Zenith was like pretty much all reprints, like from the prior sets, just with fancier arts.
Yeah.
it's different than that even because you have new cards like Zapdos EX and all these different EX versions of the original 151. There's I don't even know how many I've seen, like 10 different ones, which is
Modernized.
freaking it's like a modernized 151 and they don't have the freaking stamp. So these are like it's a set. It's not it doesn't even seem like a specialty set. I hope it gets a booster box. So we'll see. I'm hoping it's not like an ETB set, but it seems to be it could be that thing where it falls its way similar to Crown Zenith where it's just in ETBs, but with all the new cards coming out of the set, I feel like it's not a specialty set and it will be a booster box for that reason because it doesn't seem like none of these are going to be reprints. These are all cards that could find their way into the meta. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan. Complete opposite you, Dan, as our TCG. That was a Pokemon Go, bro. Like Pokemon Go is rough. Like it is a rough effing set. 151 being as bad as that. I would bet you any day that. Let me know. Shoot me a DM, bro. I'll bet you right now. We'll flip some coins on it, see where the prices end up. But I think I'd take your money for sure.
I think another part of it too is it going to be something that is like super easy and like stocked everywhere and there's millions of it and all the pools are like really easy to get. Like even when there's good artworks, I do think some stuff is like way too cheap because of that. Like some of the cards that I've got, I'm like, this should be worth way more than what it is, but it's just because it's so easy to get, you know, the demand supply kind of issue. So I'm intrigued to see like how much they print it. Now they've got Millennium and we haven't seen loads of reprints of stuff. Oddly enough, there's been celebrations dropping in Walmarts, you know, this past couple of months. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see what that looks like.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen too many different things about the card's abilities, but if already they have the collector's hearts being the 151, of course.
Yeah.
Good night. It's got whatever. But if they mix it in and there's playable cards in this set, like I know the Alakazam might be the first one of its kind where it can attack from the bench. So the set could be insane if there's a bunch of playable things in there. So if they mix the collectors and the players into one set, it might be pretty nutty. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
we'll see. Time will tell.
I think some of the cards are going to be good for the kind of the people that are in between, the people that play, but they want the deck to be blinged out with fancy looking, like cool looking cards too. Like there's also that kind of people. They are kind of collectors because they love the cards and want it to be the fanciest looking, but they also play, so they need to be functional. So that could really appeal to them people that are willing to throw money, you know, because they're used to it.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, that is a spicy topic for sure. I'm intrigued to see if anyone does comment on that comment. Yeah, on what we talked about there. I think that's a cool topic. I think we should talk on that again when 151's out. I think we should do a conversation about it because, I mean, Paldeer Evolved looks cool. There's some cool artworks there, but I don't think it's the same. I don't think the same kind of hype as what we have for the 151 set. I think it's definitely going to be worth a conversation.
Yeah, I'd almost say the 151 set will be the best set of the year already. It'll be halfway through the year when it drops. Like, the beginning of the year stuff's kind of just, as you know, it's kind of just whatever. But I don't know. I don't know how they'd beat it. It'd be interesting.
Yeah. I think you're up next.
Yeah, Leaf Green Goblin gave us a spicy comment. He said, if grading keeps going the way it is, Pops will become general knowledge. Kids will care less about a 15K Pop PSA 10s. I think we are heading that way, as he said. Like, there's going to be some of these cards are going to be insane pops. Like, I don't even know how many cards from Evolving Skies. It was 90,000 cards were graded from Evolving Skies. Some absurd number of cards were already graded. So I always have to look back to how other things have performed in the past, like sports cards, comic books. Populations help drive prices. If there is so much demand for a pop 15,000 PSA 10 Moonbryon to drive up the prices, it's going to happen just because there's so much effing demand. But as time continues, demand will fall, prices will go down. Kind of just like my spicy comment from this week, as you could see, like as time is elapsing, some things can fall. There's less demand. It's like what helps things carry in price is the low populations. It's the low pops. There's 15 of them. They're in collectors' hands. The only way you're getting one out of a collector is by paying an absurd amount of money. When there's 15,000 of these cards, Timmy from down the road is selling the card. Like, if not, Johnny is. If not, Tammy is. Like, somebody's selling the card. The thing perpetually is going to be sold. It's never just going to be hodled forever. So the price organically, I don't think has any shot at increasing. Like, literally, you got to look at it's the low pop stuff when it's all consumed in collectors' hands, and you got to pry their fingers away from the card to buy it, and it's not ever for sale. Those are the things that will keep going. Kids, I think, like you said, kids will care less about the crazy pops, as we see now. Like, you got crazy pop Charizards right now, pop 50,000 or whatever for that. I don't even know the ETB one. People still buying them $30 or whatever for a PSA 10. People don't care already, but that's why the price is so low, is because the population's so high. It's just constantly being sold, constantly. So, what do you think, man?
Darkness Ablaze Charizard, I think it's going for like 70 or 80 bucks still, like in a 10. I mean, I don't know. I think of that, and I think of like Ancient Mew, and I just think of things that like there's just so much of, and people still buy it. Like, I don't think people are going to grade. Said grading going the way it is. I don't think too many people are grading high volumes of stuff that isn't worth grading. Like, most people will only grade stuff that's worth nothing for themselves, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, that may come up for sale at some point, but like, I'm not sending like, I don't know, like Survivor, like base cards, or like, I don't know. It's just like, like, people aren't sending that stuff to sell to make profit. Like, you just check the pot road, check last sold. Like, is this, am I net positive or net negative if I sell this in a 10 in 2 months' time? Like, it's just math. And so the grading going the way it is for the hype cards, that would make sense. It's like, okay, but grading for hype cards, yeah, like if that's going that way, you can see it, kids caring less about it, but that's also being graded that way by so many people because there is so much demand there. So it's like a juxtaposition, or whatever the phrase is. Like, I don't know if I have an answer for it that like that I can make that make sense. Honestly, to me, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. They're already high pop. There's a lot of high pop stuff there, and a lot of stuff has dropped a lot. So if that continues, yeah, I think the floor that people talk about, I don't know. I don't know which ones will or won't. Is it low pop? Is it high pop? Is it the artist? Is it the character? Like, there's so many factors to consider. You just can't lump them in together. But all right. Just Jack 21. If an artist does a one-of-one drawing themselves and they sell it for 50, but if it's pulled, they'll sell it for 50, but if it's pulled from a pack, it's worth thousands. Yeah. I think if it's pulled from a pack, it's official, right? It's official from like the set or the company, whoever's like orchestrated that situation. They've put it in the pack and made it a chase
Upper
or whatever.
or whoever.
Yeah. Whereas if like someone draws one and puts it on their Instagram, like, it's not. It's not backed by them. That's artist driven. So I think it's just mentality. It's just the mentality of the people buying or trying to get it behind it. Obviously, the card is probably the exact same. You can buy the blanks, you can get the blanks or whatever. But yeah, I'm thinking of Basics Ponytail, and like would he have bought that if he'd have seen it on that artist's Instagram? Probably not. But also, it wouldn't have been graded. So I don't know. It's an interesting one.
Yeah, I usually in general not a big signature fan. I own one just because it was an Arita signature on a Zapdos, so I was like, it's kind of my thing, and I figured if I get one, that's kind of that or a Sugimori Zapdos. What?
Yeah, makes
I don't
sense.
know if that exists. I'm sure it does, but I have never seen one. So, um, yeah, it's I see Arita does it all the time. He has his galleries and stuff where he does the dude does so much. He does signings, he does galleries like quarterly, monthly almost, where he's doing these different artworks that are not IP driven. So there's no Pokemon involved in it. And those seem to sell pretty cheap, in my opinion, compared to him just autoing a base unlimited Charizard, the thing going for $2,000 or $3,000, whatever.
Yeah,
600, like turning a $200 Charizard into $700-800 when the thing's beat up. Like, I completely agree. Especially sports
but
cards.
even that, it's not pulled from a pack, right?
Yeah, yeah. So like going to sports cards, you talk about Mickey Mantle. Like if you could have got an auto Mickey Mantle rookie card that didn't exist back then out of a pack, that would have been absurd. You can go buy a Mickey Mantle signed baseball right now for $5,000,
Yeah,
whereas his rookie baseball card sells for we saw $12 million sale in a 9.5. So that's insane. A literal signed baseball by the guy, $5,000. Like that means more to
it's
me.
right
Like
there. Yeah,
his rookie card never touched his hands. That came straight from a freaking printing company. That thing literally cost an absurd amount of money just for the stonks. Literally, it's all it is. He probably signed a bunch of baseballs, but man, it crossed through his hands. He is the person that signed it. Obviously, I would never buy a baseball in my life unless it was authenticated by somebody, because I feel like those are hella easy to fake signatures. But
yeah,
yeah, it's feels bad. Feels bad. Like it's undervalued for sure. It's like a whole portion of the market that's undervalued. All these custom arts they're doing, signed memorabilia, like I was saying, it's so cheap. Like I could go get a signed Steve Eisman hockey stick probably for like $75. And if I want his PSA 10 rookie card, I'm shelling like $4,000, $5,000 for that thing. So the hockey stick display is way nicer on my freaking thing. Let me tell you.
yeah. Seriously. I was just following. Let's see if it's sold yet, real quick. I was following. Oh my god, it did. So that Star Wars set that I just opened last week, the new 2023 Topps Chrome Star Wars. It's like the biggest thing they've ever done. It's a pretty cool
Yeah.
set. They inserted sketch cards, autos, serialized cards, that kind of stuff. I put a couple of nice things. I put an auto and a couple of serialized cards and that. But they had sketch cards in there from the artists, and there was a Darth Vader one that I don't know if you remember in the movie where his like helmet gets smashed and you can see Anakin inside.
Yeah.
And he sketched that, and it's like incredible, and it went for $455 raw. I mean, it's not even great. It's literally just got pulled from a pack, thrown on eBay, sold for almost $500, and it's gorgeous. I mean, it's amazing. But it's the epitome of what it's talking about, right? I mean, would that have sold for $450 if it had put it on his Instagram? Probably not. Maybe 10% of that. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I've been talking. Shout out Swami, him and some of his friends I was talking to some of them recently about some things they've been looking at and buying, and I tell you, some sketch cards out there, they go for some pretty pennies, like some pretty big buckaroonies. Yeah.
Yeah. Looking at it right now, it's interesting for sure. Yeah, I don't think it would have sold, but I feel like he doesn't get that much money for doing it for Tops. Like that's a Tops card.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how long it would have took him, maybe half hour. So like when you break it down to an hourly wage, I mean, say they pay him $300, that's $600 an hour.
Would be really dope. Really dope. You know how you'd get like you would win an NFT or something on something like Top Shots or something, you'd get scan a code or some crap. If you pulled a sketch card and it had like a QR code, scan the QR code, hey, we'll send you the original art. That would be nutty. That would be freaking dope. You get the 101 card, and then we'll send you the original art that was helped make this card. That'd be cool. Because the sketch card, it's not like, actually, it's a print. It's not sketched on the card, right?
No, it looks like a print. Bullshit. No, it's the actual sketch. They literally give them a blank card and they sketch it. And then they insert them into the packs.
And then they stamp Star Wars over a sketch?
No, it's right. They make it they like make the like whatever it says on it, and then on the back they can write like whatever they want on the back. Like you just go to sketch by, and then they will write their name and stuff. I'm sure there is ones that are like prints of sketches or whatever, but like that particular one, yeah, that guy like made that card. It's crazy.
Yeah, so that's dope. If that's the facts, that's pretty sick. But it's weird that the Star Wars stamp is over top of it. But
I think it's just how it looks, because of it being black. Honestly.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Pretty cool. All right, where do we leave off? Me next. Yeah. El Dentista VGC. I wish PSA would give Hollow Bleeds a special label.
Stunk City. I love Hollow Bleeds.
Man, you ever heard of this company called CGC Trading Cards? They will effing do that for you.
Yep.
PSA is a sports authentication company that also grades Pokemon on the side. They don't give a shit. They do some errors because Rusty bends them over the table and begs them to put the errors on the labels. They're not here for the TCG market. They can care less about Hollow Bleeds or any other unique aspects that we care about. I'm glad they don't, because I don't know. PSA pisses me off. Their label's dog shit compared to CGC. Like just
old school.
So many. Like I asked my wife. I was like, "Hey, let me know which labels do you like the most?" I think she picked SGC, because it's all black. It looks smooth, and she said this looks like a hospital band, which it does. Like it looks like a hospital band. It looks like a hospital band you put around your wrist.
Oh my god, that's funny. Yeah, you're gonna get scanned like each time to check your temperature.
Exactly. That's literally it. It was literally a hospital band. Same texture. It's the laminate type material. It's literally how they make them. I agree completely. I have a bunch of PSA 10s, but it's dog shit because I've talked about it a million times. I can look at this card.
Yeah.
A modern Magic the Gathering. Good night. This thing is freaking. There's not a full word on this thing. Every single thing's abbreviated. Can't even make this stuff up. Like I can't even read it. That's my biggest piss off about PSA. All the abbreviations, but there ain't no space for them to add Hollow Bleed to the label. The thing has no space because they're gonna put H.bleed on there. Like that just looks effing terrible. So it sounds like somebody's having that time of the month on their freaking PSA card.
God. Yeah, I mean, the thing with CGC is I do wish that their font was a little bit bigger. The only problem is if they did that and made it clearer, they would have less room, like with PSA. But they do have a much bigger label, and they have the back where they can squeeze some stuff in too. PSA's back looks professional. I mean, it's full, right? There's plenty there. It actually looks pretty good. The back, the front is. I mean, yeah. What year is it? It's the Jumanji Robin Williams meme, right? What year is it? And it's got the big beard. But I mean, it's what sells.
Like even this Diglett, 1999 Pokemon game. Okay, the games came out in 1998.
Yeah.
Oh, they're talking about the trading card game. Got it. And it says fight symbol error. It doesn't even say fighting.
Yeah, I got a lot of.
It's not a symbol. It's an energy, like
GPN.
It's an energy symbol, I guess. But
call. They do call for collection. Yeah, I got a bunch of random stuff here, but yeah, it's.
I could not imagine them adding something like that to anything ever. They abbreviate too much. Like I said, it'd be like H. Bleed, and that don't look good.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, but he says a special label. He didn't actually say designation. So, like, maybe it means give it an orange label or something, like literally a special label. Maybe he meant it more literal than what we're thinking initially. I'm just trying to, like, I don't know, throw him a bone, I guess. Maybe that's what he's thinking, but I can't see PSA ever giving a literal different label for anything. I think it's surprising, like, how much they have changed in the past year or two. I feel like they have been better with, like, new cards and errors. Like, there is some stuff. I got some stuff there that I just sent. It's been stuck in research for 3 weeks, so I don't know why they don't just email me or call me with the questions. But I sent them some stuff that they haven't graded before, and it's just sitting there in research. So it's making me a little anxious to know what's going on with it. But they have been really open, and I've sent half a dozen different things that they've never graded before, and only one of them they've ever sent back. So, yeah, I think they're definitely getting more open, which I think is a good thing. But yeah, CGC, I mean, that's what I loved, and Matt spoke in it too. Like, you can send them anything. It feels like any kind of card or miscut or error, and they'll throw it on and designate it. Like, that's brilliant. I love that. I think it's brilliant, and you can see it on the label. It's right there, you know.
And they don't call it hollow bleed. It's like something print layers. Usually, like something is off. Not just hollow bleed straight up. I got a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh cards that have it, actually.
Yeah, I think that's like a slang term for it, right? Hollow bleed.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, good comment. Now, I definitely think it's interesting. The idea of PSA doing it. Eric drinks water. Says
that's good. Good job, Eric.
Cheers, Eric. Let's everyone take a chug of water. Let's go. Eric, I'm proud of you. Lorcana will drive Pokemon interest and prices down as all of the stonk doggers. I want to be a stonk dogger. That sounds like a fun. That doesn't sound derogatory at all. Stonk doggers will move for an undetermined amount of time. So he's thinking everyone's going to jump on buying and selling and trying to do something with Lorcana, and a bit of interest will drive away from Pokemon. I can't say I've ever thought of that at all. I could see a portion of it. I don't know too many Pokemon people that are like crazy interested in going all in on Lorcana. I don't know. I like the idea of buying a box. Honestly, if I can get one, I'll probably buy one. But like, I don't think it's enough to sway me away from the Pokemon stuff. I don't think it's that extreme for me. I don't have enough of an attachment or excitement, and I'm honestly I'm a little nervous on how much they're going to print of it. I don't know if it's going to be sustainable, if it's a one-time thing, if there's going to be different variations of sets and like I don't know what it is that's going to come in the future, but I think it could be good. I don't feel bad about it. What about you?
Question for you: do you consider yourself a Pokemon stonk doggers? A dogger?
I don't know what it is, but I want to be one. That sounds cool. Do you?
Ain't nothing cool about being a stonk dogger.
I want to be a stonk dogger.
I believe you. Yeah, I think I kind of agree. Like it'll pull. Like if I think who's a stonk dogger, I think Jeff Wilson, sports card investment guy, is a stonk
Yeah.
dogger for sports cards. I think Twice Big Jake is a stonk dogger in Pokemon. I think whoever else, Rudy Alpha Investments is a stonk dogger on everything. So those people will shift their eyes ever so slightly to Lorcana. They see it as a quick cash grab. Sure, everyone's going to buy it up.
Mr. Sport, he already has with that ridiculous video he made about Connor and Pikachu Pokemon, right?
Yeah, crapping on Pokemon, and these people are going to buy it. The people that are going to invest into it are there for the profits. They're not going to stop doing their other plays. Rudy, Jeff Wilson, Twice Big Jake, whoever else. They'll buy into it as a fun thing, get their money. There will be, of course, players. There could be players pulled from MetaZoo, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! That were like, hey, this is really cool. This is playability is nice. We'll know more about that after Gen Con in Indianapolis because they're going to be doing actually free play testing. They'll be giving away starter decks and having our first tournament.
Where was that? Indianapolis, you said?
Gen Con in Indianapolis. So if you can get there and you can get an entry into the tournament, you get a free starter deck. So could be a play there. And yeah, so I think I agree. And the Stonk Doggers are going to do it. I'm probably going to, if I can, it's going to be LGS only. So already the price is going to be minimum MSRP. I'm sure like 140, 150 minimum. I don't think you're going to be finding boxes for 110, 100 off the rip, if ever. So if you're going to be buying into this without having a brick and mortar, you're spending probably 140, 150. So I'm not going to be going balls to the wall because I'd rather just buy a Pokemon booster box for the same price or cheaper. So I don't think it's going to affect Pokemon though at all. It says it'll drive Pokemon interest and prices down. No.
I mean, honestly, even if it does fantastic, I still don't think it's going to be that much of a big deal to affect Pokemon.
Yeah.
To bring it down, honestly. I like to think that they could both do very well and be successful. I mean, Matsu's doing okay, right? Flesh and Blood's doing okay. Magic's doing it. Like there is other card games that are doing okay. It's not just Pokemon just because they're the biggest and the best. There is other cards. I mean, I just opened Star Wars. Like, yeah, it's not a game, but like people are buying other stuff and playing around with other stuff. Like I've got a lot of Pokemon cards. Like I'm still very much in Pokemon. Just because I opened Star Wars with it doesn't mean I'm out of it. You know, it's yeah, I don't know, but maybe some people will.
And the thing about that, like you say, there's all these other TCGs, Pokemon, One Piece. All these people playing these other TCGs, they know Pokemon. Every single one of them. The people playing One Piece, oh yeah, I know what a Pikachu is. I know Charizard. I know all this. Every single person playing MetaZoo, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Flesh and Blood, most of the Magic the Gathering people, I'd say, they might just be a little after their time because a lot of them are 35, 40 now. Mm-hmm. People that got in at the ground running, But yeah, all these people, they know Pokemon. All the Pokemon people that are just balls deep into Pokemon, ask me a One Piece character, I couldn't even point one out of a freaking lineup. Similar for all these other games, Flesh and Blood. Pokemon is just it's the beast. It's there's too much behind it. So good luck, Lorcana. You'll probably kill it, but we'll be here, right? Pokemon's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine. I mean, shout out basic trainer. Like he was Pokemon, and he went to Metazu. Like I would imagine that all those other ones you just listed a few there, Flesh and Blood, One Piece, that like they were in Pokemon, they collected or played and that kind of stuff. And there's going to be very few people that are going to go, "Oh, Lorcana exists. I'm going to start playing a TCG now." Like, it's going to be people transfer it over for sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really valid point that you brought up.
Yep. And if they can, it'd be impressive if they can get somebody from ground zero to start playing Lorcana. Like, then they're doing some crazy marketing that has never been tapped into. So could happen.
Maybe some kids that don't play Pokemon. I know some kids don't, not many, but like some kids don't like Pokemon. Like, maybe, I don't know.
Anyway. Fat Belly collects with the next comment. He said, over the next 5 years, the card market will half in popularity and therefore half in prices. Half in popularity.
They said the card market too, not necessarily just Pokemon.
Yeah. I find it hard to believe. Like, just any half in popularity.
He just wants to buy Gengars cheaper.
Yeah.
I know what he's thinking.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. I don't know, man. I like obviously seeing sports cards go from the prices they were. They've done more than just half. It's crazy in 2 years.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan peaked at 800K, and now the boy's below 200K. So he's in for a rough ride. I don't know why those prices wouldn't just continue to go down. It'll be interesting to see how that develops. But thinking about Pokemon, 5 years, man, I find it really hard to believe because that is like what, the tail end of Scarlet and Violet, or probably going into the next generation.
Yeah,
at that point. So unless Pokemon absolutely sharts on themselves in the next 5 years, and will hopefully be coming into, we'll have maybe a new president or the same president, TBD. We'll have whole new economies to deal with, hopefully better than the current. I don't know. I find it hard to believe it would be halved for Pokemon. Speaking of Pokemon sports, God knows. It's already in the shitter. So I'd have to disagree. But I do agree with like the supply and demand aspect of your comment, where if popularity halved, of course, if popularity went in 50%, Moonbreon's not going to be selling for a G with its current population. So agreed to disagree. What about you, Oak?
I don't think it's implausible, but I don't know if I agree. I'm not trying to do a Dan and not give a true raw answer there, and like weigh both sides of the fence, but it's like 5 freaking years we're talking about a whole card market, and there's so many like nuances to this hobby. Like there's people that collect old stuff, there's people collect like mid-era new stuff. In 5 years the new stuff's going to be not so new. Like I don't know, there's just like so much that's going to change. Is there going to be a new grading company? Would PSA shut down because their CEO turned out to be an alien? Like I don't know, like anything could happen. Like the world is crazy. Like things have gone pretty bananas these past couple of years, right? Since COVID, things have been a little topsy-turvy just in the world. I don't think anything's implausible anymore. Like nothing shocks me anymore, honestly. But the other thing is, like, I just think we've got 30 years basically of like people being absolutely fascinated with Pokemon. Like literally, like we're coming up on an adult's lifespan, or becoming a full-fledged adult. So I say that amount of years of people and it becoming the biggest IP, the most amazing franchise, whatever you want to call it, in the world. It's just so big and so amazing. I think it's very hard for something like that to tumble half. Like that seems very extreme. Like, and if they start tumbling even a few percent, they're gonna pull some stops out. Like there's gonna be some things they'll do movies, they'll do an amazing game. I don't know. They'll do things to make sure that they're still running and going. I know this is cards specifically, but I think a lot of people have really invested a lot of time, not just money, but a lot of time and love the past 2 or 3 years, even just since getting back into it. People have really invested a lot of their life into it right now. Some of those are going to, obviously peel out in 5 years, but a lot of them are like in it now, like in it, like they're really in it. So, I mean, a lot of people are making money in it. A lot of people are playing the game, collecting it. They want to finish their binder. I don't know. There's just so many different ways you can utilize this hobby. I think it's possible, but I can't see it being in half. That's maybe drop, but I can't see it being in half. Not the overall market as a whole, like the whole of it. No. Pokemartian. I thought this was quite a good one, actually. So he said, do you guys think more people are in the hobby for the money than anything else? I mean, when you open a pack, you always hope to get the most valuable cards in the set. What do you think? Kind of a little bit similar to what I talked about earlier, but I don't think most people are in the hobby for the money. I think people get excited about a few different things. I think a few different things drive it. I think one thing is, am I going to get the card that I want? And then out of that, it splits up. Is that because it's the card that's worth the most, or is that because it's my favorite Pokemon, or I love the artwork the most? Yeah. And I think for me, kind of both things kind of happen, but there's more of the ones that I love. Like normally there's like one card where you're like, oh, I hope I pull that because then I can recoup some of the cost trying to get the card that I actually want. That's a little bit of the mindset that I have. Whereas obviously my cards that I'm chasing are different to what other people. I grade dumbass stuff, but I think everyone has different approaches to it. But I wouldn't say that more people are in the hobby for money over everything, because I think if that was the case, we'd all be net sellers and there wouldn't be enough buyers. And like I was talking about earlier, I just don't think that the math works. I don't think that's sustainable, and it's been sustainable for a very long time now. So what do you think?
Yeah, I think like you said, the majority of the people, there's more net buyers than sellers. And even some of those sellers, though, the people or buyers, the more buyers than sellers, the more some of those buyers are in it for the money. They're like, hey, is this a good investment? Like I know Dan, people ask him all the time, probably more so in the boom when sports cards people were buying stuff. Like, hey, is this a good investment? This Dragonite PSA 10 for $30,000.
Yeah.
Like, so it's probably closer to 50-50 than I would like to think. But I think there is people obviously ripping packs like no other, playing the game. And even those people in the tournaments going to win these the trophy cards, they're in it for the money. So it's probably pretty close to 50-50. All the people in tournaments, their mindset, they want to win the money, they want to win the prize. It's not so much the monetary value of the cards, but they want to win the tournaments and they want to be the number one trainer. So money, it drives everything we do in our lives. It's why I work where I work. It's a stinky bugger that'll always be there. It doesn't buy happiness, but it can make your life easier. So that's why people think a lot about it all the time. Everything kind of goes back to it. in a weird sense.
I have a lot of hobbies, and pretty much all of them are net negative on my wallet, and I don't think about that at all. I don't think when I go fishing, I can't believe I didn't make any money using those shrimp that I just bought and caught this fish that I'm going to eat for dinner. Like, obviously, I have an asset sometimes that, you know, I can use for my dinner, or I don't have to buy dinner. But you know what I mean? Like, I bought the rod and I bought the chair and the this and that, you know, the nice new hooks, that kind of stuff. I bought that stuff. Like, the mentality just isn't there. For some reason, it is in this hobby because it's there.
Game.
Like,
We're playing the game.
if I could go fishing and then go to the fish market and sell the fish for $20 after, I'd probably go more often because I freaking love fishing, right? And if there's a chance of getting something, and maybe every so often I'll catch a fish that's worth $200, I mean, I'm probably going to do it more. And I think that's why probably a lot of people are in this hobby more than some other stuff, because there is that potential, there's that chase, there's that fun. But I don't think it's the driving factor. I think it's because they love it. Those people in those games winning that money at those tournaments, honestly, they could apply their skills at chess. They could do it at poker. Like, they could play any other game and probably make money, maybe make more money in some of those things. Like, if you're a good reader and you've got good technical skills, like, you could. I make money playing poker sometimes. Like, I've won a few things, and you know, I've done well on cash tables. Like, it's there. Like, there's a million of things, but they choose to do it with Pokemon because Pokemon's fucking awesome. Like, it's fun, it's enjoyable. People love it. You're surrounded by people that love it. There's a hype, there's excitement. It's an incredibly positive environment and community, and there's so many aspects to the community. There's so many little hubs, right? There's like this. There's how many people are watching? Like a few hundred people, maybe in the next few years, are going to watch this video and stumble upon it. A very, very small, tiny, minuscule, not even a speck on the earth of Pokemon we are right now. And that's not to talk it down. I'm just being realistic in the vast solar system that is Pokemon. But we're still very passionate, and we spend a lot of money, and we're very invested emotionally and time-wise in this stuff. Like, I just don't think more people are in it for money. I truly don't. And maybe I'm naive, you know, and maybe there is. The math doesn't work, and the emotional part for me doesn't work. Am I ranting? Sorry.
No, I think you're in it for the money.
I take money out of it. I sell cards. I grade cards, like, because it funds the stuff that I love, and I buy things that I love. I buy that Funko that like everybody has. You know, it's just like, I don't know. It's whatever. I'm gonna open up a bunch of Paldea Evolve, and I'm gonna love it.
My sister just sent me my Christmas present. It's a Pikachu Mega Block. And
Is it the one that you put together?
Yeah.
In the box.
It's like an off-brand Lego, but it's huge. Its legs run, like you spin something and it looks like it's running.
Oh, Pikachu that style. One. Yeah. Yeah, that's a fancy present. I was looking at that one actually.
How much money was it? So I know how to beat her ass.
It's not a $15 one. I'll tell you that.
No, it's fancy. Like, when I poured the thing out of the box and it was like 17 bags. Yeah, I'm like, wow, this is gonna take forever. So
I thought you meant the smaller one where you can get each. Oh, it's just the Pokemon, and there's a Squirtle one, Charmander, Bulbasaur. Like, they've got the whole thing. You're talking about the actual full setup one that I was looking at. Yeah, actually, there's a commercial for it. Literally, there's a commercial for that specific one that I've seen. You're obviously targeting me because I'm searching Pikachu's or something.
I'm about to put it together and sell it to you. Double the price.
It's your Christmas gift. You gotta display it. You gotta put it on display.
I'm only into Pokemon for the money.
Yeah. Who knew Christmas was in May?
Okay. My sister.
We're We're gonna do. I gotta do this one. This one's hilarious.
Yeah, this is from your hometown, right?
Brandon Baker said that Scary Spice is the worst Spice Girl. I gotta tell you, she's bad. It's between her and Jerry Halliwell. Like, yeah, they're bad. They're bad. Honestly, the only one that matters is Baby Spice. Emma Bunton. Honestly thought I was going to marry her one day when I was a little 8, 9 year old. I thought she was the one. Oh my God. Stonk Dogger. Call me a Stonk Dogger. Emma Bunton. I'm there. Like, yeah. I thought she was absolutely wonderful. So Scary Spice, not so much. I think I agree. I don't think that's too spicy.
No, I didn't know
Yes.
they had names. Emma Bunton is, you know her age?
They are human. They're not actual Spice Girls. Yeah, she's got to be. I don't know. She's got to be like 47 or something. No, 46. Where's she at?
You're a fucking stalker, bro. She's 47.
You
have effing problems. You probably got a fucking shrine right behind your ass. Turn the camera.
Stop. I was trying to think of when I was 8, how old she looked, and I was like, she's got to be, like that much older than me. That makes sense. Wow, that's a really good guess. I do sound like a weirdo.
That's a real good guess. He's like,
I swear I did not know.
You got a freaking countdown to her birthday on the wall.
I haven't looked at a picture of her in like 20 years. Honestly, like, yeah, it's been a long time.
She looks like she got hit by a Mack truck. Let me just tell you that. She looks pretty rough.
I mean, she's not 20 anymore. That's for sure.
Wow, you're something else.
So back to Brandon Baker. Who's your favorite Spice Girl, Mr. Greenie?
My favorite Spice Girl.
Yeah.
Scary,
Wrong
Posh, Baby. I'm trying to list them all. What's the one on X Factor? America's Got Talent.
Jerry Halliwell.
What's her Spice Girl? I don't know the real effing names. What are this? What's her name?
They were English. You got Scary, Sporty, Baby, Posh, and what was Jerry's one? It was like Spicy or something. I don't know. God damn it! I've forgotten that.
They all effing suck. So that's I have zero opinion.
Take that back.
My cousins were obsessed with them, singing them every waking second, every time I was over their house.
Two Become One. That was on the radio non-stop, over and over on repeat. You want to talk about? You did a spicy topic about music being graded and selling for big money. An original CD or original cassette of the Spice Girls graded, stonk dogging. That's the big bugs right there. I'm telling you.
You're gonna stonk dog it right into Emma Burton's ass.
Pookie PhD needs to. I really hope he's in the comments on this one. He's got to back me up on this one. Okay, personal updates. I don't have a whole bunch. I got of stuff that I've been adding to the collection. Honestly, I'm still waiting for a few things to come down before I jump on them. Grading wise, I have one on the way. Should be delivered this week from PSA. I sent a few random cards to test pre-grading as like just a game. Honestly, they're not really worth anything. I just sent a few Japanese, old, new. I just sent like one of each thing I could find. I threw it in just to do a little test of my pre-grade skills. And spoiler alert, I hit 100% Gem Min 10 rate. So I felt pretty good about that. And sent a bunch more cards that actually wanted to grade. I've done a couple of flips lately of some sealed stuff. Been selling some random things, some Star Wars that I opened up, some packs, some singles. I've actually started listing things on TCG Player. I sold a bunch of Celebrations code cards for 60 cents a piece. which
cow.
I thought was interesting. I didn't realize they were worth that much. Yeah, some guy just jumped in and swooped them all up. Literally bought them. It was like $36 worth. He just bought all of them in one go. I think it was that. It's like 30 something dollars, I think it was. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And then yeah, I'm excited. Pre-ordered a bunch of Podia Evolved, loads of it. I think it's going to be a fun set. So I'm excited for that coming up in what, about 3 weeks now. Probably get it in 4 when it gets delivered. But what about you? What have you been buying, selling, grading? What are you playing around at?
Quick question about your update. How many cards do you think you have out grading right now?
30. Not too many.
Yeah.
It's not a big
Yeah.
not a big submission.
I
have one that isn't a card. The first time I've graded something that's very different from a card. I'm doing it as a test.
CD.
I sent not far off. I sent one of it on Saturday to do a test. So we'll see how that comes back. It's at a higher service, so I'm hoping it's going to come back a bit sooner, and we'll talk on that hopefully when I get it. And I'm probably going to sell it honestly, but when I get it back, that'll be interesting. So hold out for that one. That's going to be a fun one. But sorry, carry
on. Currently buried by graded cards. Need to sell things. Don't have time. I list 5 things a week on eBay. It is not great.
I'll do it for you.
Yeah, could happen. You got tons of time, right? So, but yeah, it's a problem. So this is where I find myself sometimes submitting the consignment, but I'm also not hard for the money right now, so I might just be chilling, waiting until I get a little more time. But school right now is gonna wreck my life. So
yeah,
that's gonna be experience. I got a bunch of stuff I need to send to get graded. I probably got about 75 things right here in Card Saver ones that got to go. Probably about 100 cards total on my desk. Got about 25 out at PSA. Primarily Yu-Gi-Oh from my $6,000 collection I bought. A lot of really nice items in there though. Hoping for some good results.
I love seeing those videos of you getting cards back. It's so interesting, isn't it? Seeing like what other people send in and what the grades come back at and the different artworks and games. And I love it. I love watching those.
I enjoy it.
Quite a few lately.
I enjoy it more when it's like collector type things. When it's the people that are just burning and turning things, way less attractive to me. I don't know why. There's just a different level of excitement for different things coming back, getting graded, and knowing they're just going to burn and turn it into the market. It just
the actual cards are different too, right? The kind of stuff that people grade for themselves are always more interesting, honestly.
Yeah, and for sure. Yeah, like seeing I don't need to see 30 Charizards or 30 EVs get graded. Like I'm chilling. So, but I do like seeing people like actually getting back returns where they've been excited about it. Let's get these cards, and I want to see where I got them. Like these are going to my collection, or even if they're not going in the collection, it's just something unique or something not always a modern Pokemon card or whatever. So that stuff's really interesting. But yeah, just burying myself in more plastic, and my desk is pretty much at a point where I'm getting to the point where I just need to get a 5-row box and dumping a bunch of cards into it that aren't graded just to get them off my effing desk because it's becoming overwhelming. Never had this problem until now, this moment.
Can I give a little cheat of something that I found that is like fantastic, and I feel like everyone needs to know about it. And I was going to talk about it in one of my videos, but I want to show you right now while people are here.
Do it. He's got to move to the shrine for the Spice Girls.
Yeah, sorry, Emma. We're gonna. So, do you have Dollar Tree up there in Michigan?
Yes.
Dollar Tree in their kitchen section has these for silverware drawers. I'm not kidding when I say cards fit exactly in them, like exactly like those row boxes, and it has grip at the bottom, so they don't slide around and move around. And it's $1. You see how many you can get in that for $1, and you can move that instead of a whole box. You can have it next to you. Like I have one next to me right now because before we started recording, I was organizing some of my listening stuff. Pick it up, move it over there. I've got like 10 with all different cards, all different sets. You pull it. I've got labels. I've got a little label I stick on the front. That's what set it is. 2 listed, this, whatever. So much flexibility for $1. I mean,
it's not a bad price. Yeah, the 5 rows cost probably $4 or $5. So
right, you can just run by there while you grab, if you grabbing groceries and you're near there anyway. You can just drop in and grab them and have them good to go. Yeah.
Kitchen section. That's good. Yeah, recently bought the graded card shoe boxes. I got like 5 of them sitting on the floor that I need to put a lot of this crap into right here. So
yeah,
I need to take a day off of just my regular job and just sit in here and get organized. It's about that time, and I've never really done that, but I'm to the point now where I probably would benefit greatly from it.
Yeah, that's where the time's needed, isn't it? Like the actual click in purchase label and sticking it in an envelope with the label on it. It's really super simple and smooth. The actual act of after it's bought, but it's the getting organized and listed and the pictures and the what am I going to grade, what am I going to book, what am I going to set and whatever. I've got like 12 different piles of things going on, and I can't touch them until like 9 o'clock at night after I get the kids to bed, and too busy at work during the day. So it's
Yep.
Yeah, it's a struggle for sure. I feel you.
Yep. So it's a little vision inside of my hell currently. So
good. I'm sure there's a lot of people that wish they did have cards to sell and slabs to get rid of though, or to organize or whatever. Because I know a lot of people like, I've been sat on submissions for PSA before. We all went through that for a long time. So to actually have some, like, it's a good problem. It's just I get it. It's just a stress of like, okay, I need to actually get organized and do something with it. So, but thanks for sharing, guys. Run to Dollar Tree, get some of those. They're awesome. And peace out. Thank you, guys. Don't forget spicy comment. And yeah, thanks all for listening. I'll see you guys later.
Have a good one.
Bye.